Well, welcome back, everyone, to our celebration of Global Love Day on May 1st, a celebration of our humanity, and our live with the Board of Directors at the Love Foundation. This is something new we've never done before. We've been having a really great time today talking to each of our board members. If you haven't seen the other ones, I totally recommend it. Everybody's perspective and wisdom and insights has just been a joy to interact with. And you get to know more about all of us that are involved directly with the Love Foundation and how the Love Foundation has been around for 21 years and how Global Love Day is in its 18th year, and all the loving support that we get from our board and from all the volunteers around the world and all the friends that we have around the world. So in this, our last of the 8 of the series, we're switching it up because I'm also on the board, and in order for me, I can't interview myself. John's going to be sharing.
I bet you could.
I probably could. I think everybody watching this knows I could.
I'm sure there's enough voices in your head that you could have a great conversation, but
and I could pull it off and make it sound like there were actually 2 people interacting.
But actually, so I get to ask the questions now, and we'll just get right into it, because the first one is, what does unconditional love mean to you? You've obviously we've been together 30 years more, and it's always been about unconditional love. So you defined it. Now,
I defined it. I gave it reason. I gave it meaning. I go, unconditional love, when I started to wake up to life, the universe, and everything, and that there was really more to my reality than I had previously understood. No big woo-woo experience, but just an awakening that said, there's got to be more. There's got to be a way to be happy in life. There's got to be a way to enjoy life differently than doing everything right. So in this unfolding, I started to look around at all kinds of different teachings and guidance. I didn't have any kind of a spiritual background or religious background or anything that really gave me specifics that way. I decided to just kind of open myself up to lots of different things. And love became the one notion, message, idea that just repeated itself everywhere I turned. So no matter what I looked at, if it was positive thinking, it's something about love. If it was creativity, something about love. You know, the child within, is something about love. And I just looked at it, and the more I delved into it, I just couldn't find a meaning that made sense to me, because I felt something different than what I'd been shared and shown. So I sat down and I basically thought, well, it's really about a bigger love than we normally understand. And use the word unconditional love. And the moment I said unconditional love, everything started to make more sense. It was like a love that was universal, that didn't have conditions. So the more I delved into it, I literally did come up with my own personal definition that I've now used for all of the work we've done all these years. And unconditional love is an unlimited way of being. And that
was at the end of your first book, and then became the title of your second book.
Yes. And it really became the life mantra, because I think along those early years of awakening, one of the things that I looked at, for example, you're looking at a book of all the major religions and all the sub-religions. And after reading this long book about an explanation overview, it's like, well, every religion had a single message, was love. And I so distinctly remember putting the book down and thought, well, if only one message has ever been on the planet from any kind of masterful teaching, and it was singularly about love, why are we fanning about with all the other stuff? Let's just look at what love means. And so I did just go about and start understanding love. And unconditional love, an unlimited way of being, was really a way of saying I can live my life in each moment. And that is, certainly something that we share, is it's being present in the moment and realizing that all things are possible when I release any and all conditions. And part of that, of course, also was, do I love myself unconditionally? And that was something that I had to answer for myself. And of course, now it becomes the question I love to ask everybody else.
So skip ahead 25 years to the present. And how are you really applying unconditional love? And
as we often say,
just for you, because I know how you do it with me and your parents, but how about you? I mean,
when we started this path, it was all the big boulders, it was all the big things. And how do you just approach and let go? It's very different 25 years later, when you've been 30 years later, been practicing unconditional love. And it's the subtlest of things that cross the path that can really trigger something within, and you want to run screaming in the other direction. The reaction time of understanding. I think the practice has brought down something that could have taken me months to resolve into unconditional love now takes seconds.
Yeah.
And in better days, they don't even happen. I don't even know that they don't happen because I pre-paved my way to where they didn't need to become something that was reactionary. So I love being on this path from the standpoint of using unconditional love as an understanding all the time, because my path smooths out and I get to enjoy my presence in it so much more. Before, everything was a big analysis. Everything was a big, I've got to figure these things out. And now it's come
You
to...
still analyze, but not just not as much.
But I do get to enjoy it more. So I get to enjoy my life. I get to be happy. And that's what unconditional love means to me. I get to be happy. It's okay.
Actually, that is probably the best insight you've had, is that unconditional love is just about being happy. And
which was what I set out to do. I didn't
core.
want to be right anymore. I wanted to be happy. And I think I've kind of come to that experience of it, not just realization, but experience of it.
So that actually goes to the next question, which is, what's your favorite aspect of Global Love Day? Because from your understanding of unconditional love and the books you did, you came up with Global Love Day. But what's your favorite aspect of Global Love Day? And
it's funny because now it gets me to want to cry. It's the it's the joy of seeing other people react and respond and interact and share Global Love Day with us. Because it's not that I'm looking for people to join in and say, oh, he's got the right idea, or they got the right idea, or this is, it's that people have come to this same awareness on their own, and they feel harmony and resonance with us, and they realize that what we're doing has meaning, has value, and has purpose, and that what we're striving to become on this planet has to start with this foundation of love. And to see people that have participated, 21 years with the Love Foundation and 18 years with Global Love Day, and I've been there every step of the way, as has you. And to be able to know that there are people that have joined with us in the very early Global Love Day, and they're still with us, they're still supporting us. Nobody realizes how much that means to us. Not that it's justifying what we're doing, it means that why we're doing it has meaning and purpose. So it's the interaction of Global Love Day is my... Even
if Love Foundation Global Love Day went away or whatever, there's like that core heart connection that we share with people all around the world. And it's like, and that part that makes you want to cry. You've already kind of answered the next question, why is the Love Foundation important to you? But why is the Love Foundation important to you?
It's right. Quite selfishly, it's a wonderful vehicle for me to interact with everybody in return. It's a purpose and a vision and a mission that allows me to express myself through writing, through talking, through hugging, whatever it might be, so that I can find ways not only to inspire myself, but also hopefully inspire others. And it allows me to stay focused on unconditional love. And as we've talked over the years, there have been times where you wonder, like, is, anything making sense? Or are we making any progress? And then I think, pull the thread of the Love Foundation out of the last 21 years and the tens of thousands that we've quite personally connected to, and the millions that have touched on one of our social mechanisms, a website or an app or a YouTube channel. Just millions have touched the Love Foundation. And when I think about, had we not done it, had we not followed through with that little idea, the whole Love Foundation would be out of the fabric of life. And would it make a difference? I feel it does, because the depth of connection, the fact that we have people around the world that play with us on a daily basis, and especially every year on Global Love Day, I can't imagine my life without those playful moments, those exchanges, those interactions.
Even like strangers, brief encounters, when you say like, oh, what do you do? And we say the Love Foundation and our, inspiring people to love unconditionally. And our main thing is Global Love Day, and for the most part, people light up. Oh my God, we need more love in this world. Those types of reactions to it. And whether they get into it or not, or they just go back, there's a little seed in there that's been planted. And that part is just so cool. With Global Love Day, how do you like celebrating it? I mean, I know you're having fun today.
I'm particularly having fun today because interacting with our board and having conversations live and actually showcasing people to the world to let them know who's behind it, who else works with us, has been so much fun. But even beyond that, it's the conversations with each, the unexpected, because we're live, and the unexpected conversations, we're using framework of basic questions, but all things kind of come out, and to see the depth of people's hearts open to all of this, and to be able to take that same kind of energy. And for me and for us, Global Love Day is a day where we really get to play on a global scale. But in fact, what we experience like on a day like today, we do every day. And for me, I think Global Love Day is a celebration every day for me, because I'm always looking to not only celebrate my own journey, my own pathway, but to celebrate every single person I encounter. Global Love Day is just a way to expand that kind of exponentially. And it's the people interaction. I mean, we've had the live events, we've had the gatherings. These last couple of years not really conducive for that, but I adore them also. But to be able to even play on the social sites and interact with people around the world and realize there truly is a wave. We're not just speculating this. We're having a wave of energy that I feel. I mean, in 18 years, every year I can feel this energy momentum build up through Global Love Day. And once we get there, you can just feel this explosion of people feeling and vibing in love. To me, that is the celebration, because it is the embodiment of what Global Love Day stands for. We are in a microcosm celebrating our humanity amongst those of us that know each other. And by being able to use the internet, we can touch each other in real time and have that experience, which validates for me, in a way, the experience I'm feeling energetically, that there are lots of people tuning in to this day and contemplating love, which is our goal. We're not here to conclude anything. We're here to just celebrate the fact that we're all here.
Well, with a goal, and I love this between us, because this is sort of just between us and the board, is that our ultimate goal is that the Love Foundation and Global Love Day would no longer be necessary, and that we would essentially put ourselves out of business. But with that comes a really big vision and so in the sense of like a message of hope and, all that kind of stuff, what is your vision? What do you see? Where do you see humanity going? What's your vision?
I recognize the innate animated magnificence within each of us. And we come onto this planet, and we are, as we sit here, we have so many things going on in our bodies that we're not having to deal with. We have animation of our cells and our structures and our systems that allow us to even speak. The voice, the air that runs through our throat, and as we would call our throat chakra, and then the fact that not only are you interpreting it virtually and electronically in this case, but that it could reach around the globe and people are being touched by that. That level of magnificence, to understand that, it's not just enough to say we all laugh, we all cry, we all smile, we all shed tears. That is, it's true. It is true. But when you embody it and really embrace it and understand there are no borders, there are different, diverse expressions in race, shape, size, orientation, whatever it might be. But at our core, we all have a heart. At our core, we all have a consciousness. At our core, we are all grand, magnificent beings. So I think for so many years now, I mean, literally probably the last few decades, I've walked around and I see the human aspect, the shell of the body that we walk around with. And I sense and perceive that magnificent creator being that walks in that body. And for me, you call it the angelic self, the higher self, whatever it is, that is literally how I walk around. I perceive a spiritual being having a human experience. So I can simultaneously recognize, oh, that's their human acting out, however they're acting out, and simultaneously realize, isn't it wonderful that they have this whole creative power to act out that way. And so for me, it's this big, as you would know, I have this cosmic understanding. It's not even galactic anymore. We're stardust from the cosmos, and then we're in this itty bitty living space of this physical body, and to be able to simultaneously carry both perspectives. In fact, I should say multiple perspectives.
So what are you doing personally for yourself to bring that into being?
Always being observational of my human self from a higher perspective and vice versa. So it's kind of an intertwining, a synergy of my walking human self aligned with my higher self, and saying, in the higher self perspective, there is zero judgment. That's the unconditional nature. So how can I embody that complete unconditional nature in my human self and be myself and allow myself to be happy, thriving, healthy, wise, aware, and just sharing the joy that I feel in my heart in such a way that allows me to express myself without considering how I think other people might see me. Because that is the common challenge for a lot of people on the planet, is they're concerned about what other people perceive them as. And for me, that really enters less and less with each passing moment.
And our journey individually and together has been about merging, going from like that outer personality shell into a inner core, and then reaching that inner core to blend that so that we can be here in this world and, have a multidimensional perspective. And yeah, I mean,
well, I would add to that, the potentials that we've been unfolding over the last several decades in this lifetime, and the things that really get us excited about life and the potentials of life, the universe, and everything, we realize that we're just scratching the tip of the iceberg in our own reality. This same potential is clearly possible for absolutely every single individual incarnated upon this planet. Multiply that by its 7.5 billion times, and think about just the sheer potential of what we can create when we're coming from love, what we can build and how we can share, and what we can manifest when we're coming from love, when we're not coming from separation and competition, but reality, coming from that holistic perspective. I've always had this very pragmatic approach. Why the Love Foundation is designed this way. It's not some spiritual lofty goal that we're seeking. This is about true embodying the essence of the most physiological physics, if you will, the very basis, but it's also about embodying consciousness.
And in many ways, it's very selfish, because we want to live in a world that is filled with people that are self-aware. And we realize that in order to do that, we have to do that first ourselves.
And we want to live in a world that's filled with diversity, not just sameness.
To quote a wonderful author that I know, you said, what you have within, you give out. What you give out, you get back. And so I think for both of us, that's been sort of our mantra for 30 years. It's like, oh, I have to do it myself first. I have to be there. Everything.
I cannot point the finger at anybody. I have to do my own inner work.
Now, everybody that knows that I was going to interview you, they'd say, "Oh, good." I think they all wanted me to, get in there. And you said, "Oh, be nice," And I thought, well, the one thing I could do that would really get you is get you to read your Founders Day address. But I'm not going to do that. But I will encourage everybody that's listening to read Harold's Founders Day address about Global Love Day, because it's so much more than Global Love Day. It's about everything that we've been talking about with just the humanity, just bringing people together in a vision of hope and love and peace and happy and joy and all those types of things. So.
And that is 2021's Founders Address. There are 20 previous ones that related to that year. But yes, this year kind of, I think, really encapsulates how we've grown over the years and how much we really have embodied. And why we share any of the things we do is because we see and know in our heart of hearts that this is really quite easy once we start. And if we all do it together, we can get there so much faster, and we can really bring health, wellness, well-being back to this planet, very quickly. This is not rocket science. It's not difficult. It just takes some strong, courageous willingness to really be self-reflective and make changes in our thoughts and feelings, and not be nice for nice sake, but be nice for nice sake.
Yeah. So I think with that, that's our time. But I want to wish everybody a happy Global Love Day.
Yes, happy Global Love Day to everyone, and thank you all for participating. I hope if you haven't watched the other 7, you'll enjoy those as well. And thank you, John, for conducting your interview and getting to me. But we do wish everybody happy Global Love Day from all of us at the board. It has been a real joy to be able to share, and we love to hear from you, interact with us in all the ways that you're inspired to. And all of these recordings will be available on Facebook and our pages, and also on YouTube because they went live there also. So happy Global Love Day, everyone.
Take care.